What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Let's have a conversation really quickly because Fox Sports 1, ever since Shannon Sharp left, has just been in complete shambles. 100% shambles. And I don't know if they need to go and try to give him the bag again. Skip Bayless, obviously, he was out a long time ago. And now several different shows have been removed. And it seems like the only person that has been able to survive is Colin Cowherd. Now, I've been looking at Joy Taylor. Let me bring myself up here. I've been looking at Joy Taylor go on a podcast run. I mean, she was on Joe Budden's podcast. I think she was on Truth After Dark with Paul Pierce. Maybe not. Maybe that was Dr. Brian. I don't remember. But she has been appearing on several different shows. And more importantly, she's been trying to take the approach of trying to restart and kickstart her two personal channel. Now, how do I know this? Because I've been monitoring everything, and that's what happens when you're in popular culture. You're aware and you're not hearing it, you're watching it happen and play out in real time. Now, let's also harken back before we jump into the article. Let's also harken back to the lawsuit that was filed by a person that used to work for Fox Sports, and they filed it against Skip Bayless. They also mentioned Joy Taylor in the lawsuit. And they mentioned a person that was a producer that had put on all three shows that are now being removed from Fox Sports, right? So now what you see is a shakeup that is happening at Fox Sports. Now, I don't know what they're going to replace all of these shows, which includes Speak. Speak is a show that Joy Taylor was a co-host on. And all of these things are being removed. And I am not, before we get into this article, let me also say that I am not a person that is going to kick somebody when they're down. What I am going to do is highlight the things that I don't agree with when you're up or when you're going through it, and just report the news. So I'm going to give my perspective afterwards, but let me read the article for you guys in order to bring you up to date on what's going on. Fox Sports 1, Joy Taylor is reportedly out after the shakeup. Now, why are we saying that Joy Taylor is out after the shakeup? Like, how come they're not highlighting anybody else? Because Joy Taylor was the one that is the most vocal, the most visible. She is a person that seemed to be the most arrogant. She was the most nonchalant when it comes to her response and the things that she was saying online. But again, we'll get to that in a minute because I think that there's a lot of guys and a lot of people that are probably celebrating Joy Taylor getting fired. But I am not going to be one of them again because I don't advocate for anybody to lose their bag, go to jail, or die. All right, those are my rules. And I make sure that I keep family off limits. But let's deep dive into it. It said it was a huge sports media news that dropped on Monday. Fox Sports 1 canceled 3 of its shows that take up around 6 hours of its daily programming. Speak, Breakfast Ball, and The Facility. Shows like First Things First and The Herd stayed. All right, so that is the biggest thing. I am just name recognition. Most people could probably tell you that they have heard of First Things First and they've heard of The Herd, which is Colin Cowherd. All right. Speak, you probably know that just from it being in the news of getting bad media press about what was happening behind the scenes and all of that. Breakfast Ball in a Facility, we all should have known that that was coming anyway. But that meant that some of the personalities and big names involved in those shows wouldn't be seen on the air with Fox Sports 1 anymore. Who are they? That's the list we've put together, noting that these are reports we've seen. Some are from the names themselves, and others are from reporters. Here's a breakdown of what and who we've seen out so far. Joy Taylor is out. The Athletic reports she's officially out. Her name surfaced in lawsuits involving the network, so it's been likely a tumultuous time for her in the past year. Now, when you become a liability to a network, you'd have to really be putting out and putting on. It's not enough for, as my dog Jason Whitlock's for you to say, to have big old cans and all of this stuff. You have to be an exceptional talent in order for you to survive once they start getting liability issues with you, because the positives have to outweigh the negatives, right? The money that you're bringing in has to outweigh the cons that come along with keeping you. But if you are just average or below average or regular or anything like that, then, dealing with these lawsuits, which I'm pretty sure that Fox Sports 1, if I had to guess, would probably try to settle out of court so that they don't have to risk the possibility of going to court. Then you got to go through depositions, and you have to go through a discovery process where they reveal text messages and all of that. Don't nobody want to deal with that. Don't nobody want to have that type of process. So when these lawsuits came out, the producer that was also accused in a lawsuit, Skip Bayless, has already been removed. The producer that was in a lawsuit, all of these shows is under his covering. And then Joy Taylor, who's also received a lot of public publicity, negative publicity, as a result of being a part of this lawsuit, you had to know that it was only a matter of time. And that's one of the reasons why she's been on this podcast run and or has been so quiet about the situation. Emmanuel Ocho, who was also named as one of the people that Joy Taylor allegedly slept with inside of the lawsuit, says he spoke out on Monday after the news broke, and he said, in sports, when you're not good enough, you get cut. In TV, when you're not good enough, you get canceled. I'm not going to try to come to y'all with some big announcements coming soon. Stay tuned, thank God, because everybody says that. Because I don't actually know what's coming, but what I do know is I trust God. That's usually what people also say when they get laid off. LaShawn McCoy says, and he was a former running back, had this to say. He said, dang, fired on my day off. Well, put me on the trading block. Speak, and the facility was a blast. I got some announcements coming soon. Yo, why did he do the exact thing that Emmanuel Ocho said that he wasn't going to do? Coming soon, but one thing I do know is talent and dedication always wins. See you soon. Chase Daniels seems like the former NFL QB was indicating he was out. He says, really thankful for the chance to work with so many great people on and off the camera at Fox Sports 1 facility. While the news was unexpected and the change is never easy, I've learned through my time in the NFL that you've got to be adaptable and resilient through the highs and the lows. Craig Carlton, per The Athletic, says a return to W fan, let's just say that, is not out of the question for Carlton, though. WFAN has continued its dominance in the market with Tiki Barber joining Carton's former partner Evan Robbins on afternoon drives. Chris, yeah, that's nice, whatever. So, long story short, that's pretty much what it is, right? Joy Taylor is out. Emmanuel Ocho is out. LaShawn McCoy is out. All of these shows is out. I think that Paul Pierce was on one of these shows also. So, yeah, it's a big fallout. And here's the reality about the whole situation is that when you are working for these networks, you probably make a decent amount of money, but you are not guaranteed a job because the only thing that they care about is ratings, right? They care about their ability to compete in the marketplace. They're caring about their ability to sell ads because that's the thing that pays your salary. And so you can go into talent, you can go into a lot of different things, but the one thing that you can't do is that you can't argue with the numbers. You can't argue with the numbers. It is what it is. And that is how things play out, and that is how the things shake out. And so I don't know where everybody is going to fall. Again, I am not the type of person to try and kick people when they are down. I don't like for people to be able to lose a bag. All I can do is report the news and then give you the context as to why I believe that things are playing out the way that they're playing out. I also think that people are trying to pivot, but it was too late. Trying to pivot and create more motion outside of what they do for their regular job in order for them to survive. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that Joy Taylor will be okay. The guys, I don't know so much, but Joy Taylor, I'm pretty sure, because women have an inherent ability to be like a cat. Somehow, some way, they always land on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let me know what you guys think inside of the chat. Do you think that Joy Taylor is going to land another TV job or what? Let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.